So much on the line. HTW Network Championship. Jordan with that Jordan slam and the Jordan stomp.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is for the HTW Network Championship.
Welcome one and all to Combat Fights Unlimited presents No Escape. My name is Alyssa Marino, taking over from our fantastic cage announcer Samira as we get action going here at No Escape.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, with a fighting style of my time is underground.
Muay Thai.
He's standing at
Arms up,
way. Ready to
Stand up! A real fighter! On your feet, come on! Stand up! Stand for me! I'm gonna go in there! Stand up! Stand up!
Fun
Stand
God
up!
Jordan making his way to the cage. And this is going to be the first time that we are seeing the HTW Network Championship being defended here inside of the steel cage. And Jordan has a lot on his mind, and he is not shying away from letting people know exactly how he feels as he makes his way into the cage.
That's right, that's right. He is arriving through a barrage of boos right now, but he is very serious and intent on destruction. I am the resident voice of Super Crazy Pro Wrestling, Atia Harris, just popping on to help out with Dave and everyone here. Can't wait to see what carnage is going to happen here tonight.
No doubt about that, Atia, as we are just kicking off the action for Combat Fights Unlimited No Escape. Jordan now making his way into the cage, a competitor that actually has a long background of Muay Thai. So although it may be the first time of an in-cage competition, he's got about 15 years of background with Muay Thai, and you gotta wonder how that could come into play against the style of the reigning champion and defending champion, Mike Skyros.
That's true. I do know that Muay Thai is called the 8 limbs of death. So they use every part of their body as a weapon if they need to get their opponent down.
No doubt about that. Very curious to see how these styles will be clashing. The Moonlight Sun is making his way to the cage. In speaking with Mike Skyros ahead of this matchup, he had shared with me that though he is not as familiar fighting inside of a steel cage, that a lot of his biggest influences in the world of professional wrestling have spent a lot of time inside of cages. So he's hoping to channel some of that to propel himself forward in this matchup. And the stakes are, of course, very high. We have the 5-minute rounds format. It's definitely, I think, going to be a little bit different for Mike Skyros, who's primarily based as a professional wrestler. Jordan has everything to gain in this matchup. If he were to come away with a title that Mike Skyros has held for almost 2 years. Now you see there's definitely a feeling out period, first time ever matchup.
Definitely sizing each other up.
No doubt about that. Mike Skyros, known for a heavy striking background, but we're seeing it out of Jordan as well.
Yes, they may start this out going toe for toe, strike for strike.
Yeah, definitely, I think, testing each other's mettle, showing what they're capable of. Good block now, going low though, Mike
Trying to shoot
Skyros.
for the leg.
Winding his way around, getting out of the grip. I mean, there is so much strategy to what Jordan has to do as well.
Especially if you studied your opponent, that goes into it. You know, you can figure out their weaknesses and their openings and exploit them to your advantage.
No doubt about that.
Come on, boy.
And Jordan, too, kind of letting the lips wag a little bit before getting himself back into the corner. I think that we might see a little bit more of a psychological game out of how downright chatty Jordan has been in this match so far.
Maybe trying to get into the mind of the opponent, break them down from the inside out.
Definitely no doubt about that. Nice dodges. The Moonlight Sun almost able to kind of suss out the way he needs to maneuver himself. And Skyros, too, I think, has prided himself on being a professional wrestler and showing that there is so much that he can bring to a style like this. I mean, pro wrestling in itself is a type of martial arts. Now we're taking it down to the mat. Not going to find a pinfall victory here. So coming from that professional wrestling mindset, Mike Skyros needing to sort of shift his focus here.
Right now, taking control of that arm. Trying to trap it.
Now full plant again, that lateral press might get some style points, but is not going to pick up the victory, is not going to keep that HTW Network Championship safe. Now the ground and pound from Jordan in an advantageous position. Up kick from Skyros doubles him back. Once again, weaving around one another.
Both back on their feet now.
Now picking him back up, planting him back down. Mike Skyros now back on the attack. Trying to weave his limbs around his challenger here. Hearing a little bit of chanting from the fans here in favor of Jordan, but Moonlight Sun not letting himself be deterred.
Trying to lock that arm.
Maybe looking
Possibly
for a Kimura?
Yeah, Kimura. Oh, he lost it.
Now sprawling over.
They seem to be equally strong in both standing, striking, and on the mat, on the ground.
100%. Looking for that
we get an
armbar, though.
bar.
Mike Skyros has that death grip on.
Doesn't quite get the lock in.
But now shifting his position, Mike Skyros able to get back in that mount. Getting some shots.
Mike is trying to elbow escape out that mount. Not quite successful yet.
You've got to think about the fact, too, that this is a 5-minute round. So at some point, I mean, these guys are throwing everything at one another.
At this point, it's probably smart to hold back a little and conserve some energy for those 5 rounds.
Oh, now that one straight to the side. The rib cage of Mike Skyros is exposed. Elbows right to the jaw of the champion. Could it be something? I mean, if it were to go to this round, if we go into lateral rounds, this is a very evenly matched round between Skyros and Jordan. Getting some shots in now, peppering that offense.
Throwing some knees.
Yeah, Jordan now on the offensive, but caught by Skyros, delivering some knees to the midsection of his own. Moonlight Sun knows that his HTW Network Championship is on the line. Now using the cage to his advantage is Jordan, not letting himself be taken down by the champion.
That is a sign of ring awareness.
Now seconds away from the end of this round. And Mike Skyros goes straight into the steel cage. And that is the end of the round, but Jordan had just locked in that submission hold. Literally, Mike Skyros saved by the bell here. I mean, now as we have this momentary breather, Atia, what did you see there in that first round?
I saw 2 competitors who are equally matched, not only in skill, but in veracity, aiming all their equipment, all their weapons at one another. I'm telling you, this is going to only get better as the rounds go on.
100%. And now taking some time here to be tended to by their corners. You wonder what kind of pep talk of motivation they're getting. And that rest period, I'll tell you, just flies by. I can only imagine how quickly it goes by for the competitors.
Just trying to get your oxygen back would make it fly by.
No doubt about that. And Mike Skyros just having to really summon every ounce of his resilience. That Fujiwara armbar from Jordan in the last seconds of the first round. Is the champion possibly shaken? Round 2 kicks off. 5 minutes, and that,
Very
gosh,
strong kicks from Mike.
yeah, Jordan is really connecting right into that midsection. That first one almost took Mike Skyros' head off. But now, wait a second, dumps him back onto the canvas. Mike Skyros now with the mount on Jordan. A tangle of limbs now jockeying for position, both trying to gain control of the other's limbs. You got to imagine, too, even as you're scrambling for a position here, not even taking the strikes out of it, how incredibly demanding that has to be on your physical body.
Jordan did break out of it using the back of his head. Now maybe taking control of it. Some mounted punches of his own.
Jordan, too, with just, I think, a few inches of a height advantage over Mike Skyros. Could be using those longer limbs to his advantage, but Mike Skyros now barreling down on his challenger. Looks like maybe the beginning of a triangle lock try-in here.
Yes, usually with some height you have a reach advantage, but, you know, a little short stature usually lends to more speed, which may come in handy.
I need you guys right now.
Mike Skyros, the Moonlight Sun, calling on the crowd here.
Asking for some support.
Can do wonders just to get some pep in the step. The champion was holding on in that first round. Now we take it.
Going kick for kick now.
But again, we're seeing Jordan with a little bit more of that offense, that advantage. Those strikes really connecting. Now Mike Skyros planting him down.
Now can he capitalize on that?
Because if you're Mike Skyros, you wanted to end this for yourself, securing your retention of the
Getting him in the
championship.
side mount, trying to control that arm.
Can he assert enough control to demand a submission out of Jordan? Jordan saying no. Wants to continue this fight.
I tell you, it's great to have a full crowd as we do right now, but it's making it kind of difficult for us to see the action as we call it out to you guys.
Wait a second now, sweeping back Skyros. Now that side control and
Trapping that arm and working the other.
trying to snap the arm of the champion.
As Mike is screaming no, he will not go down that way.
Skyros unrelenting. Jordan trying to assert his position here, trying to walk out of here with the HTW Network Championship. Fans rallying behind, appreciating this fight, and now Mike Skyros, quick shift. Jordan has that lock. You can see that S grip.
Trying to go for an armbar, it looks. Can't seem to pry it from him to complete it.
Oh, geez, just clobbering at the grip to break it.
I think he has it complete. Maybe not. Jordan, as a true champion, fights through.
But you can see that damage has been done. Jordan putting some distance between himself and the champion is now.
I can see why he's a champion. That anyone else lesser than that would have tapped quickly.
No doubt. And now just unrelenting is Mike Skyros firing off some shots of his own answers to Jordan. Hang on now, Jordan slips out the back. Beginning of a sleeper hold or a clutch here. Skyros is still on his feet, hunched over, barely vertical. There's no rope breaks to be found, but instead using the ropes to bound off and weave his way out. Skyros now. Jordan on spaghetti legs, and we hear seconds away from the end of the second round. Another clobbering strike. Is Jordan done for? Is he knocked out? That's the end of the round.
Second round more extreme than the first.
And that had to be a tough call. It was almost at the sound of the bell that last strike really connected.
Yes, he threw 2 slugs of a strike. I wonder if that was more out of desperation than anything else. What do you think?
I mean, I certainly think it could be. Mike Skyros has definitely had a challenge ahead of him this evening. But gosh, I mean, if you had to give it to someone based on that round alone, I was seeing a lot of offense from Jordan.
Yes, and again, using those long limbs of his to control distance between him and his opponent.
Those last seconds of the round, they could have been all Mike Skyros's. And it's exactly as Skyros said, he was this close. He almost had Jordan dead to rights. And again, calling on the crowd here, as now gloves are coming off. Jordan is not messing around. Mike Skyros.
Now there's less protection between these two. Surely these strikes, if they connect, will hurt even more immensely. Oh, we have chops happening right now.
You can hear just heavy-handed, back and forth connecting.
Yes.
Trying to just chop holes through one another's chests. The HTW Network Championship on the line, the first time ever here at CFU. Call and response between Skyros and Jordan here in our opening contest of No Escape.
Moves from chops to elbows, and now, oh.
Great minds thinking alike, these double clotheslines being hurled at one another. Skyros now lighten up that midsection. Maybe caught him in the, oh wait, no, just Jordan.
Is he biting?
Yeah, trying to take a bite out of the ear of the Moonlight Sun. It's definitely gonna loosen some points if this goes to our judges. Jordan maybe letting himself get carried away. So much on the line, HTW Network Championship, Jordan with that Jordan slam and the Jordan stomp. But still, that is not enough. Jordan is standing tall, but Mike Skyros is getting back to his feet.
He's pulling himself up indeed.
He's taking every last bit. Oh!
He diverts the attack, getting out the way, and oh!
Diving punch off of the ropes. And slammed hard to the canvas. Ref Julie is right in there, sussing out the situation. She's called it. He's out. Mike Skyros has retained.
Here is your winner, and still HTW Network Champion, Mike Skyros.
The Fun God, unable to answer the call of the official, has led to the retention of the HTW Network Championship by the one and only Moonlight Sun. He's tested himself again and again. Unique situations, the first time that the HTW champion has defended his prize in the steel cage and comes out victorious here at No Escape.
It was a well-fought defense for sure, and he deserves to hold that belt up high.
What an incredible matchup.
I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I didn't give up.
And it looks like Jordan is arguing, saying that he didn't give up.
He's making sure everybody hears that.
Love to see this match again.
Sometimes, you know, the body gives out before the spirit, before the ego. I think that's what Jordan is feeling right now.
Can't deny that, but standing tall, standing proud, HTW Network champion Mike Skyros, he had called upon the fans here to lend him their energy, and he's paying it right back as he stands aloft. The HCW Championship draped over his shoulder, another successful defense for the Moonlight Sun.